Before we embark on the return journey, I decided to take the Taycan out for some range testing. This episode will cover different types of 90 km/h runs, and in a later episode we will try to speed this up a little bit. Just to give you an idea of a few different configurations, I made 3 different runs today. What you will see is, and by the way, all the runs are 90 km/h and 30 km long. You will see normal mode, 90 km/h for 30. You will see range mode, 90 km/h for 30. And range mode with a rolling start. That means we will bring the car up to 90 and then reset the counter and drive for 30 kilometers. Rolling start is not a real-life test, and I wanted to document the difference so that you can make your own decisions, be aware of the differences and how tests can be manipulated. Stay critical when you watch any EV range test. The final thing I want to say before we start: bear in mind, my Taycan has the Mission E wheels. That means a higher consumption than what you can expect with more boring wheels. Did I just say that? Just kidding. Or am I? If you want to skip straight to the summary, you'll find the index in the description. Enjoy! I don't have any traffic behind me, so I will just make a quick stop here. I will reset and let's go! The first run is going to be to try to maintain an average speed of 90 km/h. Quick little update: as we pass 10 kilometers, average consumption is 24.7. I haven't quite been able to keep the 90 km/h, but over the coming stretch I guess that will change. It's, by the way, changing a little bit temperature wise. It's going from 22 and currently it is 20.5, probably due to the weather that we see here in the horizon. The air conditioning is set to 21 degrees on this leg, and we are in normal mode. We are just about to pass 20 kilometers. This is the part where I find it really embarrassing, because now we are in the 120 zone and I have a big truck behind me. So this is embarrassing, but still. For what don't you do for science, right? The average consumption is down to 22.7. It's actually down 1 more degree here, 19.5. Let's see. So we're actually experiencing some rain here now. This wasn't part of the calculation, and if it gets too much of this, we would have to declare this part of the test a fail, I think. But looking at the clouds around me, I don't believe that it will rain so much that it will impact the test too much. We are close to what I would call a valid test of around 30 kilometers. So let's just monitor this situation. At 30 kilometers, I'm going to declare this test or this part of the test finished. So this is the test in normal mode, average speed 90 kilometers per hour. The result is official. It's 21.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. reset this for a new run exactly the same way as previously. Let's go. I'm now driving the exact same way back. I will make the measurements again at the... I'll try to keep attention at least on 10, 20 and finally 30 kilometers where we will stop this run. Once again, this run is in range mode. It's 90 kilometers. Range mode automatically sets the air conditioning to eco. Sorry, a bit of traffic, so I missed exactly the 10 kilometers mark, but we have passed 13 kilometers and the consumption is 20.9, so looks promising. I'm sorry, doing a range test here. Sorry, Chevy. And there we go. I just dropped to 89 average here, so actually increased by 1 kilometer more to get that hopefully up. The average consumption is 19.7 per 100 kilometers. I'm not quite sure what to expect. By now I actually had hoped for a bit more. Just dropped to 19.6. Let's see. We have still 9 kilometers left. And there we passed 30 kilometers. Consumption is average 20.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. I have to say that I expected a little bit more. I'll just quickly document the tire pressure as well. We're going to check that afterwards. But here we have it. This is range mode, average speed 90 kilometers an hour, 30 kilometer run, 20.2. It's just changed to 20.3, but 20.2 is the official result. It is raining a little bit, but that has been exactly the same for both runs. Reasons being, it rains in the exactly same spot. So that's not a worry, and it rains the same amount. So 100% comparable. I'm also willing to compare this to any dry test because it hasn't been raining that much either. Now I'm planning to go and check out the Ionity charger near Murcia, just to juice up a little bit because I have a very slow charger at home, so that will take a while. And while I do that, when I'm back at this spot, driving on my way back, I am going to make a rolling start test just to see how that compares. Well, strike that. I'm actually not going to head to the Ionity charger near Murcia because that wasn't anywhere near Murcia. It is almost 90 kilometers away. And I realized I don't have time for that. So I'm turning back now towards Cartagena and I will close to the same position as I past the 30-kilometer test mark, I will restart the counter with a rolling start, just to compare. So 20.2. Let's compare this to the other way. Well, yeah, 20.2. I will make the calculations afterwards. Driving, handling all this, holding the camera, and making calculations at the same time. Not my strong side. I'm a man. I'm now resetting this in a rolling start. So let's have a look how this will affect things. And we are quickly approaching 30 kilometers there. Average consumption 18.4, just changed to 18.5. Official measurement is 18.4. That was in range mode with a rolling start. Let's summarize. Oh, and by the way, before we start, the test was performed with 2.8 bars in the front wheels and 3.0 in the back. We did 3 different runs, 1 in normal mode and 2 in range mode. All 3 90 kilometers per hour average speed, traffic situation comparable or exactly the same, and that also includes the tiny bit of rain that I experienced. The rain was in the exact same spot in all the runs and had the same intensity. First run in normal mode gave us a consumption of 21.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Second run in range mode resulted in a consumption of 20.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And the third run in range mode, but with a rolling start, gave us 18.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Again, by rolling start, I mean I brought the Taycan to 90 kilometers per hour before I reset the consumption meter. Let's have a look at this in percent. Normal mode compared to the valid range mode test. Valid meaning start from 0 kilometers per hour. Range mode brings down the consumption by almost 8%. The real-life range mode test compared to the rolling start range mode test, almost 9% lower measurement. When you see different measurements of EV consumption, this gives you an idea of how tests can be manipulated. So be critical. I hope you enjoy this. Of course, nobody wants to drive a Taycan at 90 kilometers per hour in a straight line, so I will try to make another test at a higher speed. And before we end this, in case you haven't already seen it, please make sure you check out Tesla Bjørn's comparison of the vampire drain of my Taycan versus his MC Hammer. You'll find the link in the description. That's a good one. See you soon. Straight line, so I will try to make another test at a higher speed. Again. Dårlig start. Dårlig avslutning. Differences and how tests can be manipulated. Faen.